Greetings goers of YouTube, just call me Dr. Storm. Say, who here remembers the movie Sausage Party? I'm just kidding, of course you don't. Back when the movie was coming out around 8 years ago already? Holy smokes, time flies fast. It was being hyped up as this big budget 3D animated movie on the level of DreamWorks and Pixar movies, but unlike films from those studios, it was rated R and aimed explicitly towards adults, basically being the first of its kind. The movie was written and produced by Seth Rogen, an actor I can't say I really respect, but whom I don't really harbor many intense feelings for, good or bad, and also stars him and many of his Hollywood friends. The movie is about living food who at first believe humans are gods who take them to a great beyond filled with eternal pleasure, but eventually learn the horrible truth that humans actually kill and eat them for sustenance. And I have to say that the movie overall is pretty mid. And not even the good kind of mid like Acheron from Honkai Star Rail, where the only mid thing about her is her mid-riff. I didn't find myself laughing at very many of the jokes, with a lot of them consisting of excessive sex talk and swearing that would put even Vivzy Pop to shame. Then again, she has stated that Seth Rogen was an inspiration for her comedy, so this is honestly explaining a lot. The characters weren't very fleshed out or interesting, and there's a shit ton of world-building issues that people well before me have already pointed out that are almost as bad as the ones in Pixar's Cars. I will say the animation was good, though there were some things that did irk me about the art style and some of the textures. Frank, for example, isn't very appealing to look at with how his face is structured as well as how slimy he looks, and oh god, Brenda's design, just fuck no. Unfortunately, there were allegations that the animators weren't really treated very well at all, which, you know, is unfortunately par for the course these days in the entertainment industry. Though Seth Rogen was in charge of TMNT Mutant Mayhem, which came out last year, and the animators were reportedly not overworked on that project, so honestly, props to Seth for improving past this movie. Despite appearing to be revolutionary and groundbreaking for big-budget animated movies, Sausage Party's R rating just kinda seems like a novelty or a gimmick. And the movie wasn't really all that spectacular, and I've pretty much seen nobody talk about it for years since its release. Well, except for the user we're going to be looking at today. That's right, folks, we're going back to the Super Origami Kingdom to cover TamatoaGamingDa's rant on this film. Titled, Why Sausage Party is a Goddamn God-awful adult humor penis hell. Oh god, this is going to be priceless. As I mentioned in my last video, TamatoaGamingDa did inappropriate things with a minor on Roblox and got axed from SOK, which also led to all videos featuring him being removed from the channel, including this one. Luckily, a good user has archived many of SOK's videos, and we can watch the Sausage Party rant here today. Starting with this video, I'm going to start naming the channels who archive many of these users' videos here on YouTube, because without these guys, we'd be losing a lot of laughs. Lucky the Like and Mew archived today's video, as well as the Surf's Up 2 rant by SOK I covered last video, and Jester's Gesture archived both Sonic's Like a Gamer videos I covered back in March. Check both of them out if you want to see more hilarity firsthand on your own. Now without further ado, it's time for an extreme mega killer rant!
Don't let your kids watch it! Before you know it, they're gonna be eating sports candy and moving and running and jumping and dancing and being healthy.
You know, the Robbie Run Don't Let Your Kids Watch It meme doesn't really work if you play the full clip. Cutting it off after watch it ensures that the meme can be universally applied to different scenarios. Also, apparently no one in SOK uses the shitty lobster font anymore, and thank fucking god for that.
Toast, toast. I hope you made lots of spaghetti.
I feel like this intro for the channel has an identity crisis, especially with the jarring change in music to a We Are Number One remix, as well as the pointless use of Hotel Mario memes. But it is significantly shorter than Sonic's Like a Gamer's shitty intros and has actual editing beyond stitching trailer footage together and putting text on the screen, so I guess it's technically better than those?
Greetings, I'm TamatoaGamingDa. Now before we go any further, I want to tell things that still remain the same to me outside of school. I'm still a JoJo fan, in which I recently uploaded my Summer Chino Sonic Make cover for my birthday special. I love playing Mario games, as I am a great voice for Bowser when it comes to YouTube voice acting.
Wow then, how humble of you.
Also, you know how Dogsy and Dog 6 is a Rosalina lover, right? I'm the same as him, but I'm a Mami Tomoe lover.
Don't worry guys, Multi-Fandom Fangirl wasn't roped into voicing her in this video. Well, at least not until a line or two at the end anyway, but that's significantly less embarrassing than what she had to endure in the Surf's Up 2 review where she had to voice 3 different waifus.
I'm also a Rosalie lover too, but Dogs in Dog 6 deserves her one as a girlfriend.
Well, I'm so glad that you respect the boundaries of your friend and his imaginary girlfriend.
And do you know what else remains the same? We have a lot of favorite movies, and we have the least favorite movies. For instance, Normal to North is a nightmare, the Emoji Movie is a ripoff of the Lego Movie, and Sausage Party is shitty ass clusterfuck!
Close the fuck? Where is this fuck and how do I close it?
When I first saw the trailer, I thought it was gonna be a kids movie cause you know, it's an animation. The film was released in 2016, but as people say it's inappropriate, it seems that I found that it was actually an adult movie.
Well, Animation is Cinema Twitter would not like you one bit then. Also, this movie had a Red Band trailer, and the title is pretty much a euphemism for gay sex. If you couldn't figure out that this wasn't for kids, I really don't know what to tell you.
Because that movie, as I see it, is rated R. In the DVDs of Sausage Party, it says rated R on the front. Why on the front? Ratings in DVDs are supposed to be on the back, not on the front. This is wrong!
Okay, so couple things, Mr. GamingDa. So first off, the rating is still on the back of the box. There's nothing wrong with the rating being on the front as well, as long as it's on the back, period. And secondly, the entire gimmick of this movie is that it's animated like computer-generated movies typically meant for children, but it is in actuality geared towards adults. The rating on the front ensures that some lazy parent or grandparent doesn't just buy this movie thinking animated movie equals kids movie and just throws on inappropriate material for a kid. And considering someone I know on Discord told me as I was making this video that their mom took them to see this movie when they were a teen just because it was animated and animated equals kids movie to a lot of people, I think the studio putting the rating on the front of the box is fair so that they don't get blamed for children being exposed to their content just because parents were stupid.
And as I looked through some movie clips, they were actually right. This is brutal and nudity. I did not even know that movie is gonna be that inappropriate. Also, if you look closely and watch the movie, this shit is like a total ripoff of the chili dog from Wiener Schnitzel!
The chili dog from what?
This shit is like a total ripoff of the chili dog from Wiener Schnitzel!
What?
This shit is like a total ripoff of the chili dog from Wiener Schnitzel!
Okay, so I had to just Google this to know what the fuck he was even talking about, and he's apparently talking about an actual chili dog that's on the menu for this fast food place called Wiener Schnitzel. I haven't eaten there myself. So he's saying that a movie about a hot dog is ripping off a hot dog in real life, I guess? Does that mean that Finding Nemo is ripping off clownfish down at the local pet store then?
And to put an injury to insult, this movie is a fusion mashup of Wiener Schnitzel and Inside the Throat!
Inside these drones? Fuck it. I already had to look up what the fuck Wiener Schnitzel was. I'm not going to put effort into deciphering this bullshit any further.
See? Even my gal mommy agrees with me as you see her terrorizing that awful nude.
You know, typically your girlfriend is supposed to sit on your face, not on the faces of movies you hate. Also, fuck me, this did not age well.
Now, it's time to go on an adventure. An angry adventure. As I begin to yell and rage on why Sausage Party is a goddamn god-awful adult humor penis hell. He said it! He said it! Alright, before I go into the plot to the story, I want to talk about a couple things that are absolute shit in this movie. First off, the animation. The animation is shit. It's shit that there's nothing that is animated by the real Sony Studios, Disney, Pixar, DreamWorks, and even Blue Sky. This almost looks like a stop-motion animation.
Have you, like, never seen Wallace and Gromit then, or anything else Aardman Animation has put out? This very clearly isn't stop motion.
Second thing, the characters have bad designs. And literally all or most of the characters are mostly food characters.
I agree some of the designs aren't very great, but there's nothing inherently wrong with the characters being food. If anything, there are admittedly some good food designs in this movie.
Third thing, the movie said that this is also a funny movie, but it isn't. The funny scenes are not even funny. They're unacceptable and inappropriate. And last thing, This
Okay, so like, this isn't really related to anything this dude is screaming over right now, but this right here is truly one of the only great things to have come out of this movie. And I firmly believe that we have failed as a species for not making more fan art of this character. Alright, now back to this groomer sparking out.
script is even horrible. This is worse than Batman and Robin, Norman and North, Food Fight, Fish and Chips, and even the Tom Cruise Mummy movie. Seriously, Crash Friend 96 can do so much better than this. Also, subscribe to his channel. You can buy subscriptions, or you can follow him in a link in the description.
No, I'm not subscribing to this random channel you abruptly shilled in the middle of this video, thank you very much. Why are we comparing this guy in particular to Sausage Party? I guess we could see what the latest video is to find out.
Ich will Tournament spielen!
Ich will spielen!
Ich will spielen! Was? Sofort!
It's late! It's late! Ich will, ich schaff es late!
Yeah, I'll stick with the mediocre hot dog movie.
Okay, so Sausage Party is about Frank Winterton and his friends in excitement to move on to another world called the Great Beyond, where they say that gods choose some foods to go to the Great Beyond. But what they don't know is humans are not gods. Why would food call humans gods? This makes no sense at all.
It does make sense though. Humans are giant beings that select and take the food out of their normal realm, which would seem very godly to them. Also, it's literally explained in the movie that the non-perishables made up the Great Beyond to get the rest of the food to happily live in ignorance and accept their fate more easily.
So we, the non-perishables, created a story. The story of the Great Beyond. A place where the gods care for you, and all your wildest and wettest dreams would come true. They would go out those doors happy, instead of shitting themselves.
Once the food goes to the Great Beyond, they just get killed, eaten alive, burnt, and thrown away. Also, this movie has 88 kills. 88 kills! This is a cartoon film, and this has more kills than horror movies. Okay, Conrad and Greg, what the fuck? You don't need more kills in an animated movie!
Why can't an animated movie have that many kills? Having lots of graphic kills in animation is far easier than stimulating even a couple in live-action productions, so you'd be making effective use of the medium. Also, didn't you state you were a JoJo fan earlier? Isn't that animated and also has tons of kills, plenty of which are pretty brutal? You're either a total hypocrite or completely lack any self-awareness.
Fine, you won't come at me? Well, then guess who's coming at you? Me!
And I'll get to you later, shithead!
Why did we play that random clip of that character to just say we'd get to him later exactly? What value did this add to the video whatsoever?
Dear God!
All of you foods are singing a song of death! That's a song of you getting killed by your stupid excitement over the Great Beyond!
Yes, congratulations. You've identified the irony as well as the entire premise of the movie. Do you want a cookie or something? Is that why you're so crabby?
Oh, and Honey Mustard agrees with me because he was choosing and came back all terrified, telling the foods about the Great Beyond. This is my favorite character, Squirrel Frank!
The character whose entire purpose is to learn the truth and then die immediately after at the beginning of the movie is your favorite character? Also, what the fuck did Frank even do to earn your ire at this point in the film?
But one thing I despise about him is, why did he commit suicide over going to the Great Beyond?
Because he was going back to the Great Beyond and because he had just learned the truth that he was just going to get consumed if he goes there? Which you just got mad about earlier? What, did you just want this character you like so much to get gruesomely killed by humans?
Oh, and the person crashed into Camille Toll, and that made the other fruits fall off. Some of the fruits were even killed rapidly. What the actual hell?
The R-rated movie having an homage to another R-rated movie. How fucked up.
And then, Darren out of nowhere called the janitors and told them that Camille Toll dropped the juice box in the bully and making fun of Way.
This milk dropped a douche.
Okay, that was kinda offensive to some woman.
Dude, I was straight up gooning over this bitch earlier, and even I'm not acting offended on her behalf. Also, she seemed to actually like being called a MILF.
This MILF dropped a douche.
Oh, MILF. Thank you so much.
But as I said, Camille doesn't even know that she dropped the juice. After Douche was left behind, he was being a bitch and blaming an incident on Frank and Brenda because he was chosen and was left out. Is that something to be angry about?
Yes. With what the food characters in general know about the Great Beyond, yes. Like, you played the clip of him earlier clearly sad as the woman's enormous ass walked away. It should be clear why he would be upset by being left behind.
Douche was about to attack Frank, but was sucked into the trash can. Well, that's a way to stop a fight. And here we get this scene where Frank and Brenda met Bagel and Lavash while starting an argument over getting left out. Frank was the one who started this crap, and y'all blaming on one another dumbasses are blaming on each other? Also, why are y'all teaming up? Frank was the one who started it, so blame Frank.
But you called Douche a bitch earlier for blaming Frank. Now you're saying it's his fault and saying the other food shouldn't even work with him because of that?
After all that, we enter the scene when Douche crawls to an injured juice box, and here is where the adult humor begins.
The adult humor began way before this with how much the hot dogs and buns were talking about fucking each other.
What's up, little juicy box? You're leaking too, eh, bro? And right out of your fucking dingle.
Did you hear what he just said? Am I watching Sausage Party or am I watching hentai?
What kind of hentai do you watch that uses the word dingle instead of, you know, literally any other term used to refer to male genitalia?
Oh, and let's not forget this wanted scene when Douche legit drinks the hell out of the juice box. He's drinking the juice box's shit. Shit, shit, shit!
You know, I've seen a lot of internet reviewers swear before, but this might actually be the first time I've seen one get possessed by the spirit of the Tourette's guy. Don't worry, he's not dead. He uploaded last year around this time. It's just a joke.
Dad, you're not allowed to go back in there.
I don't give a shit! Shit!
I know that character is just a juice box, but is this gay or what?
You know what they say, it's fucking gay.
Oh, you're angry that it's gay with no other criticisms. Okay then.
And here we get to the scene when the gang meets up with Firewater. Like, Firewater is my best character. I accept this character. Screw the others. Because he learned so much about the Great Beyond.
Damn, you really dropped Honey Mustard pretty fast as your favorite character. Also, your favorite character is the one who came up with and spread the lie of the Great Beyond you're angry at the food for believing in? Now I'm convinced you just skipped past this scene when watching the movie or just started playing Mario and Luigi on your 3DS or some other bullshit when it was on.
Moving on, Barry and Carl arrive to a human house celebrating to be here. But after 2 minutes, they soon realize that everything Camille was doing to the food was absolute nightmarish. Barry and Carl are idiots. They should have phoned out Frank and the others. That would have made the movie decent. But no, we get this.
They didn't fall out of the cart earlier in the movie with Frank though, and had no way of knowing the Great Beyond was bullshit outside of Honey Mustard, who everyone was dismissing as a loon. Why would it make sense for them to be with Frank, and why would they be idiots for not jumping out of the packaging at that point in the film?
Later on, Barry walked to a condom. Okay, if you're gonna have some nudity things like this in the movie, then why not make that movie NC-17? Now, where was I?
Are you seriously telling me that teenagers who come to see this movie with their parents can't handle knowing what a condom is? I feel like teenagers should know what condoms are, and most probably learn what they are in health class in middle or early high school already.
As Barry knew the truth, he saw someone with a Schaffillas bag thinking that he could go home, but no. Think harder!
Schaffillas is the only safe place that he knows of. What other options does he honestly have?
What did he do to you? You don't wanna fucking know.
First of all, that is not funny. It's very grossing and unnecessary. That is a dirty joke you just said. You're not talking about shit.
Dirty joke or not, it's a well-executed joke and probably one of the only good jokes in the movie that got even a chuckle out of me.
Second of all, why does other objects even talk? Sausage Party was supposed to be all about food and drinks!
Okay, you're onto something with the world building problems, but knowing how you and the rest of SOK operate, Mr. GamingDa, you're probably just going to stop before making any breakthroughs, aren't you?
And here comes a scene of what I only like about Frank. He stumbled across a secret book as he read through the whole thing, and he learned the truth. Bravo, Frank, bravo! But I still don't like you.
You really haven't given us much of a coherent reason to not like Frank yet. The only real criticism you've given of him is that he did play a part in the cart collision at the beginning of the movie, but even then, you were mad at one character for being mad at him while being mad at other characters for not being mad enough at him.
But suddenly later, the Foods didn't want to join forces with Frank because they think they're all just lies. Frank is literally showing you the stuff that's out there in the good beyond!
Well, that, and there's a lot of food that don't have very many good options for avoiding their fate, like the ice cream melting if they leave the freezer, or the dog food bags being too big to hide. Not to mention, they still believe that the humans are gods and that they're not actually capable of fighting together against them at that point, which you're leaving out because you're inept at retaining things the movie directly fucking tells you.
We can run!
I can't run! I'll melt!
Okay, then we'll hide!
Where? I'm huge!
Then we'll fight!
I ain't fighting alongside a bunch of fruits!
Whatever, you nutjob. So, we cannot run, we cannot hide, and we cannot stand up to them because they're fucking gods, and they're immortal! So basically, there's no hope, and we're royally fucked!
And Frank, don't force it to listen to you!
Don't you fucking do it.
Dear God!
He just told you not to! You're gonna get yourself killed, dumbass!
So, you're mad at the food for not listening to Frank, but you're simultaneously mad that Frank is telling the food about the truth, which you were originally mad at the food for not knowing? Genuinely, what do you even want to happen in this movie?
Oh, and good thing Barry survived and told Frank that gods can be killed, but the death scene of Druggy was, why would you even fucking make a scene out of Druggy getting decapitated? That's too gore shit!
It's a rated R movie with tons of sex talk and swearing, and that has portrayed various living food being violently killed. You really shouldn't be surprised or disgusted by a human getting decapitated at this point in the film.
And here comes the food against the humans. Okay, the humans should have won the fight to end this monstrosity. Just like the antivirus bots trying to delete Gene. But those things never happened. It would have been better.
So the movie would have been better if the good guys just died then? Also, I'm guessing that antivirus bot, whatever the fuck bullshit he was going on about, is some stupid SOK lore I haven't looked into yet or something.
Oh, and the final fight scene was no better. It's piss poor. Look at this. Douche teamed up with Darren to kill the food for revenge. Like, what is this? A food version of the Dark Star core battle? Douche as Fawful and Darren as Dark Bowser? Fuck! This makes no sense!
You're right, this analogy doesn't make much sense. You mascot platformer man-children really need to play some other fucking video games that aren't made by Nintendo so you can make better comparisons for jokes.
And during the fight, Douche says this non-inspiring quote to Frank.
I'll tell you who eats shit. Gods do, bro. I'm a fucking god.
How are you a god if you're just a fucking canteen?
It has been established that the humans, who are referred to as gods, eat the food for sustenance. Douche has been doing the same throughout the movie and becoming a bigger threat the more he consumes, mirroring the humans, or in other words, gods. Did you watch the fucking movie at all? Also, you keep referring to Douche as a juice canteen for some reason. Something you should know about Douche, TamatoaGamingDa. Actually, you know what? Let's see if you're smart enough to figure it out by the end of this review.
But at least that quote is better than one of Mr. Freeze's quotes, or can I say, one of his icy puns?
Tonight's forecast. A freeze is coming.
I'd still personally say that Freeze's line was better due to Arnie's ridiculous delivery, to be honest. Also, why are you telling us that Batman and Robin is DED6's most hated movie as if he doesn't constantly compare Batman and Robin to fucking everything else for no rhyme or reason whatsoever?
After the fight scene, Frank and Brenda got back together and what the hell? What the hell is this ending?
They're having sex. That's what they wanted to do for this entire movie. That was the end game. Why would they not do this after they've eliminated the main threat?
You see what he just did?
No, dumb fuck, because you censored it.
He was rubbing the cheese and slipped his fingers! Okay, that's enough of that ending. Why'd you do that?
You know, honestly, I should use that last part as a reaction to seeing cringe posted from now on. Yeah, I know he's a groomer and that it's good he's completely gone from the internet, but this entire video is just comedy gold.
After all that, Firewall called the gang to his lair again to tell him another truth they have been through. He straight out broke the fourth wall!
The world is a fucking illusion, bro. Our lives are being manipulated for the entertainment of monsters. Twisted, tasteless, juvenile monsters. Puppet masters in another dimension.
This is illegal! You can get sued for that!
No, it's not illegal to break the fourth wall. If it was, Deadpool wouldn't even fucking exist right now.
And I'm glad that this will be an infinite cliffhanger. Good fucking lord, there is no sequel.
So, who wants to tell him?
But I'm not done here because the last team I'm gonna go over before I end my rant is the characters. First off, we have Frank Wienerton, who was played by Seth Rogen. Out of all the characters, why would you pick the voice from Bob from Monsters vs. Aliens?
Seth Rogen was a writer and producer on the movie. It really shouldn't be a surprise that he's also voicing a character in it. Also, why is Bob from Monsters vs. Aliens the very first thing you think of Seth Rogen from? The only mention I've seen of that film in years are internet memes of the president.
Also, Seth Rogen will be voicing Donkey Kong, so I hope you look forward to it. Back to what I was saying!
So, you seemingly don't like Seth Rogen, but are looking forward to seeing him in a movie that directly caters to you and your juvenile interests?
Frank is a stubborn jackass, who always forces everyone to listen to him. Like, what is he? The leader of the food? Frank is not the owner of Shopwells.
He's the only one who knows the truth and who is willing to let everyone else know. Why wouldn't he try and tell everyone to avoid getting taken by the humans? And even if you're arguing the way he's trying to tell everyone is wrong, the movie has Frank fail to convince the food the first time, but then learn to try a different approach after meeting with Barry again and learning new information, implying that he made new developments and somewhat grew as a character. Again, what the fuck do you want from this movie?
I tried to warn everyone, but they didn't believe me!
Of course they didn't. You just called them all a bunch of fucking idiots. You can't just slam their beliefs, you have to show them that there's a better way. You need to inspire them like you inspired me. You need to give them hope.
This is my most despised protagonist ever! And he got lucky that he made everyone fall off the cart because everyone knows about the Great Beyond. But he also got groceries killed too!
It is also established numerous times in the movie that those food items would have likely died anyway had they made it outside of Shopwells.
Then we have Kristen Wiig as Brenda. Brenda is not only a bun, but she's a thought! She acts just like the SML version of Rosalina. SML Rosalina turned from a beautiful thought into something nobody has seen before. Although I watch SML videos, I do have some videos that I despise, but I despise thought characters. They just had to make Brenda into a thought.
Jesus Christ, he's talking more about stupid puppet videos on YouTube than the fucking character in the movie. How is Brenda a thought, especially when she was saving herself for Frank for most of the movie and even turned down Teresa Del Taco when she learned she had feelings for her? I really don't think you understand what the word thought even means.
Look, there's temptation everywhere. I see it. Stiff sausages and sexy tacos. But if there is one thing I've learned on this journey, what we want doesn't matter. You can't disobey the gods. I'm really sorry. I'll never forget you.
Barry was played by Michael Kira.
Michael Kira. Right, so this is a Triceratops then?
He was an idiot going with Carl to the Great Beyond. He could have gotten himself killed. And he wasn't thinking hard enough while looking at the Shopwell's bags, thinking he was going home. Oh no, he traveled to another house. He was going to be in danger again. And he was nearly boiled into a water pot by Druggy. All humanity!
But he ended up being the MVP by the end of the movie for finding out how to deal with humans and helping get the things necessary to kill them to Shopwells. You at least can't praise him for that?
But at least he is not that stupid as Jeff from SML or Patrick from SpongeBob SquarePants. Oh no. If he was, then people would just freak out non-stop.
Why are you comparing him to stupid characters when he's more of a wimpy, cowardly character?
Now we have Edward Norton as Sammy Bagel and David Krumholtz as Lavash. These guys just argue too much. They argue for like the whole walk tour throughout the whole store. But that became gay at the ending. I am not gay. Why would boys fall in love with boys in that fucking movie? I am this close to calling Antasma to send this movie into Antasma's nightmare.
So one of your biggest problems with these characters is just that they're gay, and you want the movie to be destroyed because of that? Are you okay? Do you like need to talk with someone about something, or?
Salma Hayek as Teresa Taco. Ugh! She's such a pervert with Brenda's legs. Like, what is she? A lesbian?
Yes, she is literally a lesbian. She likes girls. Your point?
I have no words for her, and I don't even want to talk about the word lesbian because I am not the kind of guy who sees lesbians.
Should I have waited until after Pride Month to cover this video?
And now, I have saved the best to the last, or should I say the worst to the last? Nick Kroll as Douche! That's right, the Juice Canteen himself!
Juice Canteen. Douche, the Juice Canteen. Well, he never figured it out, folks. Can't really say I'm surprised, though.
He is the worst villain I have ever seen, close to Aaron Burr from Lin-Manuel Miranda's musical Hamilton. Aaron killed the protagonist, Hamilton. Douche tried to kill Frank. Why couldn't Frank kill Douche? I can accept Wall-E not defeating Waldo from what he has done, but fuck Frank not defeating Douche. I need a remake, a better remake, with Frank actually killing Douche.
So you hate Frank but want to see him kill the main villain instead of the villain kill him? This is genuinely the single most bipolar movie review I think I've ever seen.
And that is everything I have to say about Sausage Party. Anyways, it's time for my final verdict. Sausage Party is a rip-off film of the Wiener Schnitzel chili dog.
We still don't know what the fuck that means.
I give this rating a 1 out of 10, just as my friends from Discord did. If I was in that movie, I would just eat their fucking faces off, tear them to pieces, stomp on them, and even burn soap wells to burn all the foods to end this nightmare. But this is real life, so instead, fuck this movie!
Yeah, unfortunately this is real life, which is why I'm just going to have fictional characters punish the movie in a little bit.
Okay, I'm calm now. The rant is all over. If you don't like Sausage Party, then I'm not gonna force you to not like it, because I'm gonna respect your opinion.
Yeah, I don't fucking believe you will, considering the rants you and your friends have made on other users.
Now if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna call Bowser and Mommy to destroy that film, so I don't worry about it.
A few minutes later.
Okay, so why did you call us here? You better have an explanation.
I do. It's Sausage Party. I need you all to tear that monstrosity apart.
Sausage Party, you say? Oh, how I hate that movie! I wanna burn it!
Wow, there's that, amazing Bowser voice you were humble bragging about earlier. Sounds exactly like Kenny James there.
Good, cause you will burn it.
Before you do that, I'll use my true finale on that movie.
Good, now do your thing. Anyways people, subscribe to Super Origami Kingdom.
Well, that wasn't terribly impressive, but at least it's just one punishment that only lasts around 15 seconds and not a dozen others that bloat the video's runtime. Wait, so you went to all this effort to censor scenes in the movie only to show a still of the orgy at the end of the movie in a meme at the end of your video? What the fuck is wrong with you, man? Well, anyway, that was TamatoaGamingDa warning us about the penis hell that is Sausage Party, and yeah, that was just really shit. Hilarious, but still a really shitty review. He showed very little understanding of what happened in the movie or of what vaginal cleaning products are. He contradicted himself constantly. He was completely surprised that the animated film advertised as an adult movie had adult content, and the review was just weirdly homophobic in a couple places. TamatoaGamingDa may be gone, and for very good reason, but his unfiltered, insane ramblings will never be forgotten. Seriously though, do not watch Sausage Party, just go play Unicorn Overlord instead. Like or dislike the video depending on what you thought of it, share your thoughts in the comments down below, subscribe if you'd like to see more of my content, and have a good day or night.